This is the Infuse 4G made by Samsung. It just came out in May, and I picked one up. And it's a pretty nice phone. It has a 4.5-inch screen, which is bigger than the typical Android phone, and of course the iPhone. On the back here we have a camera and flash, 8 megapixel, and then on the front we have the front 1.3 megapixel for video chat and things like that. One of the things that I noticed first about it is it's very lightweight, and for the first few days it definitely felt cheap. This plastic, this is not metal like an iPhone, and while this looks, it's a faux metal, it's actually a very cheap plastic. I'll take this off and let you take a look at that. Try not to break it because, like I said, it's a very flimsy plastic, and so that is a little bit disappointing in a phone that without a contract is $600. And of course you have the removable battery, the SIM card, and one of the nice things about the Android underneath this is you have your removable storage micro SD card. So that's one of the advantages to Android that most Android fans appreciate. Has 16 gigs internal memory, and I did put a 16 gig internal card in there, so external card in there. There's a side button over here that you turn it on and you swipe it. And of course I have the weather channel widgets kind of on my home screen, and like all Android phones you have the notification to the different things and your different controls that you can toggle off and on. And then you slide it back up. And I have Launcher Pro on this, which allows me to kind of have a 3D cube effect, and so that's kind of nice. I have my Facebook and Twitter widgets on there, and then some of my other social network communicating software on there. One of the interesting aspects of this is one of the first 4G phones, or at least what AT&T calls 4G, which is more like 3.5. So let's go ahead and I'll show you a speed test that I completed on it. And it all depends on where you're at. If you're in, it depends on what part of the city you're in, that the kind of speed you'll get on it. Right now we show a pretty good connection there on H+, which of course is what they call 4G. So let's see what we're going to get on this test. So we ended up getting about 5.5 megabits per second on the download, and it's still doing the upload here. Of course, AT&T has restricted the upload speed on the H+ 4G, and it's going to top out at about 155. So that's definitely much better than what I was getting on my 3G phone. If you want to look at some of the results right here, I have 5.5 from that one, 4 from a test a few minutes ago. Then just before that I had 7.2, which was really incredible from what I typically get. Now if I'm not here, if I'm actually at my place, you can see I still get more 3G speeds on here. So it all depends on what tower you're at, where you're located in the city. And we'll go back out, and one of the things here, you click the home and you've got a view of all your home screens, and that was really nice. Another thing here that was nice that I was just showing Rusty a couple of minutes ago would be the videos. This right here is the task manager, and it really doesn't have what I'm looking for on here, but okay, there we go. And let me show you the 1080p. It will play the 1080p, and it's really an incredible experience. It's almost like you can touch the colors and all that stuff on it. The speakers are reasonably loud. I'd probably like them to be a little bit louder, but I'd give them about a 7 out of 10. So you have your 1080p there. Don't know how well that translates to that video, but it is pretty impressive. And of course it goes into landscape mode, which I appreciate, versus the iPhone, which it always makes you stay in landscape. I will say the I would say the only downsides are a few apps on there that still are not compatible with the Infuse 4G. And of course, that is part of the Android issue, is the fragmentation with apps. Also, the screen is great. I mean, it's a nice large screen, but as you see, if I'm going to reach anything on the other side, my hand is just not quite big enough, and I'm going to hit these buttons. So I have to kind of reposition it to touch it or use a second hand.
And be sure to check out our blog, our YouTube channel. Please rate us. And, of course, check us out on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.